What industry, secret, do you know that most people don't?
Worked with a lot of banks and their systems. You wouldn't believe how old and fragile they are. It's a wonder it's not all coming crashing down. If you're nice to hotel staff, they are more likely to give you free stuff. Worked in online community management and social media for years, admins can read all of your PMs. Private only means private from the masses, not from administration. We had to be able to read them to check reports of abuse, grooming, illegal activity, etc. I can't tell you how much cringe-worthy stuff I had to read through, especially from guys trying to hook up. If your baby goes to a nursery/daycare, chances are those weren't their first steps/words, etc. that you witnessed. Industry standard is to not tell parents when these things happen, as it makes them feel bad. I've seen kids up and walking about the room for weeks, even months before their parent proudly announced at drop-off that they took their first steps last night. Trained artist here. Most oil paints are made with very toxic substances, as are most paint thinners and mediums. Every single one of my teachers was either very sick, cancer, Meniere's disease, or a bit crazy, eating chalk, licking pallets. All incredible artists I was privileged to learn from. One lesson I learned very well: I wear gloves and sometimes a mask when I paint. Edit. I mention Meniere's because one of my favorite teachers had it. I worked closely with him and his suffering holds a large place in my memories of school. While I think the exposure to toxins didn't do him any favors, I should not have implied a correlation. I apologize. To those asking, no paint was licked off pallets. They had just been cleaned with denatured alcohol, and he always led with, "Now you could eat off them," before waggling his tongue on the glass. Loved the shock factor, that guy did. I worked in politics. There are a lot of people who write to a politician like they're a celebrity. They receive love letters and all kinds of weird stuff. There's also quite a sizable part of their mail that is comprised of people asking for a photo with an autograph. Way more than you think. Some because they're admirers, others because they collect them. And then some other cases you don't really want to know about. I've worked for a female politician. Trust me, you don't want to know. The dirty little secret within the secret is that the politicians I knew didn't sign anything. They had a machine that did all the signing for them. So technically the autographs were not even real. I'm a casino manager. It is definitely possible, more likely than you think, to win money in the short term. For example, if you walk in, bet on red/black on roulette, it's reasonably close to 50/50ths, not quite because of zero. You might do this once, double your money and leave. Congratulations. You will always lose in the long term. Always. Anyone that thinks they have some kind of system is a sucker. A game would not make it into the casino floor if the maths have not been rigorously checked and long-term simulations run to confirm. Asterisk exception to this is poker. The casino will always have a rake or time charge to make their money, but there is no reason you cannot consistently win money if you are skilled enough. I work in education. We are way behind the ball with student issues and are just flying by the seat of our pants, so to speak. We are in crisis, and most parents simply want to drop their kids off and hope they have a normal experience. None of this is normal. You need to start having conversations with your kids about mental health and social media. If not, woof. Our society is not in good shape. I wrote an original movie a few years ago. Totally original. Totally my idea. When it finally aired on TV, it said, based on a true story. Also, it wasn't Fargo. Former manager for a certain video game retailer. If you were obviously and repeatedly selling us stolen stuff, we did, in fact, gladly help police when they came in. I even went to court once. Was funny seeing the looks on my criminal customers' faces in the courthouse lobby when they recognized me in a suit, talking to the cops, and they realized what was about to happen. Went into professional YouTube later. As in, large studio with videographers, editors, director, episode/series. Lots of it was educational automotive stuff for performance/custom vehicles. No, you're not crazy. It really looked that easy in the video, and you're struggling with a horrible project that merely looked like it wasn't difficult. Because we spent hours off camera jerry-rigging stuff, redoing videos, and carefully editing/magicking things to look good on camera.